Welcome to the Daily Shift, the podcast where we merge neuroscience, biblical principles, and emotional regulation to transform your life in about 1% of your day. Today, we start the series, The Creative Blueprint. It's a 21-day journey to transform your mind, align with God's purpose, and redefine your reality. We're starting with a foundational piece, clarity. Clarity is your superpower. It allows you to make intentional decisions and align your thoughts, your actions, and your results with God's divine design. Hi, if you're new to me, my name is Raquel, and I'm your GPS for success. Let's get started. Have you ever felt stuck or overwhelmed, feeling unable to move forward? That's not just in your head, you're actually normal. It's how your brain works when it lacks clarity. Your brain constantly checks in with your mindset, asking, how do I feel about myself? What do I believe now? Where am I going? Every 10 seconds. Every thought cluster carries a chemical signature that either creates chemical bliss or chemical chaos. Thoughts rooted in love, they actually activate clarity and calm. And those rooted in fear create confusion and analysis paralysis. Clarity isn't just a nice feeling, it's the key to breaking free from mental clutter and moving into action. And even chemical chaos will move you into action, but you're not going to like the results. Your brain is a powerful partner designed to help you to create. But when you're overwhelmed, it defaults to whatever mode you have created. And for many people, it's a survival mode. Clarity shifts the brain's focus to the prefrontal cortex, which governs your logic, your strategy, and your decision making. And this is why when you're in chemical chaos, a high emotional state, your brain rushes those chemicals right to your decider. And that causes your IQ to drop 15 points. Your IQ is only a measure of how fast you're taking in data. In chemical chaos, you're in a diminished capacity for thinking, and thinking is your real gift. So what happens when you have clarity? Think of clarity like a muscle, right? The more you use it, the stronger it gets. That's why intentional small shifts in thought patterns, they're far more effective than big dramatic changes. Clarity is an act of faith. In Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6, it says, trust in the Lord with all your hearts and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Faith is not denial. It's actually creating from the unseen realm. And your current results, it's proof that what you're creating has come from your thoughts. And your thoughts, well, guess what? They're also unseen until you see it in your actions and in your results. You are always creating from an unseen realm. Thoughts are real things. They take up mental real estate. Here's the good news. You can choose differently. You're not stuck. Having even that thought, I'm stuck, your brain makes you right and will continue to block the answer. But in James 1:5, it promises that if you ask for wisdom, God gives it generously. This is part of God giving it to you generously. Clarity begins when you trust that God has already equipped you to create the results you desire. And that's what I'm sharing with you. You don't have to feel stuck. If you're saying, I'm stuck, your brain will then make you right. It is your partner. Again, it's checking in with you every 10 seconds. And you're saying, I feel stuck. I am stuck. I can't get unstuck. It says, okay, let's continue. Your thoughts are powerful because they're tied into the brain's core predictions. And these predictions, they're like grooves etched into your brain. They are created by repeated beliefs. They're shaping how you see the world and determine then your results. If your results aren't what you want, you can start to examine the story you've been telling yourself, because that is the voice that you believe more than anybody else's. So for example, I have a lot of clients who are entrepreneurs. So let's say you're making consistently $5,000 a month, but you want to make 20, right? So your thoughts and your feelings and your actions, the reason you continually make that much is because that's where you are aligned. This isn't condemnation, it's clarity. Recognizing this empowers you to shift those core predictions, right? because you are doing the things, feeling the things, thinking the things at the 5,000 person version of yourself, that's the predictor. But once you change it, you can align yourself with the results that you want. You don't need a massive overhaul to find clarity either. Small, intentional shifts can actually create the momentum that you desire. So here are a couple of tools for you today. We're going to do 3 of them. The first one is called the stop technique. And it's stop what you're doing, take a deep breath, observe your thoughts. Are they rooted in love or fear? And then proceed with intention. Let me unpack this a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to feel like you have to stop what you're doing, but it's not really stop what you're physically doing, but stop what you're thinking. Right? When you catch the negative thought, you're like, wait, I'm catching that. That's actually what I call the grace point. And that, when you catch it, that's when neuroplasticity actually can happen. Many people say it only happens when you're first getting up or you're because of the theta waves and before you're going to sleep, and that's the best time. Actually, no. The best time is when you catch yourself thinking a thought. They're like, wait a minute. Do I want to keep thinking this? And why does taking a breath help? Because when you are taking deep breaths in and out, it starts to calm your body down and it starts to regulate back your body, right? Because if you're going, again, through chemical chaos, you're in anxiety, having all these worry thoughts, it's kind of feeling like very overwhelming. Breathing, right? Now you've rushed all these chemicals again to your prefrontal cortex, your decider, and the breathing helps you to get regulated back. And then at that point, you can observe your thoughts. Where is this coming from? What I found for myself is like, when it feels like, have you ever had that where all of a sudden you just feel like it came out of nowhere? Worry, fear, anxiety. You're like, where did this come from? What I have observed in myself and with my clients is that if it feels it came out of nowhere, it did not come out of nowhere. I've seen it's like 20 minutes. So when things have come like out of nowhere, I'm like, okay, what was I thinking, seeing, reading, hearing, even music? What was I jamming to for the last 20 minutes? And I have found that if it comes out of nowhere, there was a trigger there. And then you can proceed with intention. And you can decide, you know what? I don't want this thought anymore. Right now, I choose differently. Is it that simple? Yes. Because when you catch it, that's when you can choose a different thought. And that's going to produce a different feeling. And that's going to produce different actions, which are going to produce different results. It's a quick reset. And it's going to interrupt the emotional reactivity and allow you then to choose with clarity. This is why people say step away when something's happening. Just step away and cool off. Go take a walk. Yes. That's why it works. When you're in that movement, it helps to clear you physically. It's first doing it physically, and that will help you mentally. Another thing you can do is EFT tapping for overwhelm. And if you don't know what tapping is, but you can even practice, one of the points that you tap on is like the inside of your wrist, and you're tapping it against each other. And there you do like affirming thoughts. You can say, I release fear, I choose clarity, I trust God to guide me, I love myself, I accept myself, right? I honor myself. The answer is coming to me, right? The answer that I need is coming to me, and it's perfect. Things like that. I actually have a lot of EFT videos on the YouTube channel. One of the things that I've done, even for myself recently, is I'm doing these, I don't know what to call them. They're like meditation songs, affirmation songs. It's really to help to create that alignment in your brain and in your heart, that brain-heart coherence. And I released a song called Anxiety Breaks. And it just felt like out of nowhere again. It's like, what was I thinking? What was I seeing? And I was thinking about things like, oh, that's why I feel all this anxiety coming up, because I just went down a rabbit hole. I am not exempt from this message. And so I was listening to Anxiety Breaks, and I was tapping the inside of my wrist. And that part is where like some fear and worry can be. And so I was tapping it. And by the end of the song, it was literally gone. I was doing the combination of listening to the song, using it as a meditation, and doing the tapping. Tapping really helps to calm your nervous system down, and it creates a space for intentional thinking. And I will go ahead and link that song for you guys in the show notes. But tapping is really great. Listening to specific music and tapping really supercharges it as well. And the last thing is visualization for your decision making. So you want to picture the result you want as if it's already done. And what this is doing is actually activating the same part of your brain that's performing action. It's aligning your thoughts and your actions with your desired outcome. And there have been studies shown where they've taken athletes and they had what I'm thinking about, I think it was out of Texas, and they had 3 groups. One group was practicing for a half an hour every single day for 7 days, basketball. The other ones were meditating, so they were doing this visualization, visualizing that they were playing the game. And then the third group, the control group, did nothing. And when they put them against each other, the group that was actually visualizing themselves playing the game outperformed the ones that were physically practicing. The ones that didn't do anything had no change. So the ones that practiced, they did have a little bit of change, but they were still outmaneuvered. And the ones that just were thinking about it, right, playing that commercial in their brain, actually outperformed them. When you're in that state of visualization where it starts to feel real, right, your emotions start to kick in, your brain is like, oh, this is happening. There's this a wonderful component of your body-mind connection for real. That's how we're beautifully, wonderfully made. Clarity begins with responsibility, right? Which is just the ability to respond. Your current results, they're not mistakes. See them as data. Be a scientist. Step back from them, right? Because otherwise you're looking at them and then you start to self-criticize. And that's not helpful, is it? That's keeping you in a loop. This data, these things that have resulted, it just reveals what you've been consistently choosing. So if you don't like the results, don't beat yourself up over it. It's not helping. It's not a helpful thought. Instead, celebrate that you have the power to choose differently. You can even write it down. Up to this point, I have been choosing this. Now I'm choosing something different. There's no condemnation, only empowerment. There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ. None. You are made in God's image. You're a powerful creator with the ability to redefine your reality. So let's put this into practice. You can journal this, and it will only take a few minutes. What thoughts have I been choosing that no longer serve me? For instance, I had a thought that served me greatly until it didn't. My thought was, I always have more than enough. And that is a great thought. But up to this point, it's left me in more than enough, not the overflow that I want to do these philanthropy projects that's on my heart. So now I have to create a new thought. This good thought has made me a money magnet, but now I need to be an avalanche one. The other journaling prompt is, what story have I been telling myself about my results? The results are also the circumstance, and circumstances, for the most part, they're just neutral. They only mean what you make them mean. What are you making the results mean? The last one is, what new thought can I choose to align myself with the desired results? So based on the example I gave you about having more than enough money, the new thought I'm embodying is that I'm extremely wealthy. This is already true and already manifesting in other parts of my life, right? So I know that if it's true in one area, it can be true in another. So it's going to cause less resistance for my brain because the other parts of my life are proof that this also has the potential to be true over here as well. And then you can write the vision for the next 90 days as if it's already done. For example, I have clarity in my decisions. My thoughts are aligned with God's will. I create results that reflect His blessings. Make it short enough to put on like a Post-it or on your phone. Keep it simple. Make it as simple as possible. Even something like, I am a money magnet. Now, if you're ready to accelerate your clarity and your results, join us in the Manifestation Lab. This isn't just another group. It's a space to co-create, to refine, and to manifest breakthroughs alongside other people who are just like you. So why should you join us? Because clarity is contagious. When you share your vision in a community that believes in you, it amplifies your results. You already have the tools, so let's sharpen them together. You're already a powerful creator. Your current results are proof of your ability to create. Now it's time to choose differently. Words matter because they literally become matter. They shape your brain and your reality. Clarity isn't about perfection. It's about small, intentional tweaks that build momentum. You've got this. You're not alone. Tomorrow, we're going to explore how to use imagination to accelerate your clarity. And until then, may God's riches and best be yours. Bye for now.